You're here for the show tonight.
Dad, can you buckle me up in my buckle seat?
This is what mornings look like for Steve Molella. Dad mode in full force.
Scarlett.
Yeah?
What are you gonna learn?
But at night, he becomes a rock star. It's 8:30 a.m. I'm outside of Steve Molella's house, the drummer for Finger 11, and today I'll be following him, finding out what a typical day looks like for him.
Hi, Stella.
And that includes morning drop-off.
You girls ready?
Yeah.
Driving the kids to school. That's my routine in the morning. Take the kids, we sing songs.
Two southern moves and a caught in my hand. Nice.
After drop-off, it's off to the studio where Steve works as a music producer.
Hey
Steve, how are you?
welcome. So this is Studio A at Noble Street Studios. This is where all the instruments get tracked: drums, guitars, piano, strings.
Some massive artists have recorded here, including Shawn Mendes, The Weeknd, and Drake. Are there any up-and-coming artists that you're working with right now?
There are a few. Nicolina. Another artist called Mackenzie Aromba. My career is split up into two, Finger 11. And the other half is all of this stuff. It's all producing artists.
How did this all start for you? When did you decide, okay, I want to be a drummer, I want to be a music producer?
My dad was a drummer. His band would always rehearse in our house. He played in a wedding band, and we got to watch that. The next day, the drums were all still set up over there, so I would just kind of go downstairs, and he would hold me up because I wasn't old enough to reach the pedals yet. I started writing songs with my own band. That led me to work with and live with one of my childhood idols down in California. He produced some of my favorite records growing up. His name was Arnold Lanny. He produced some of my favorite bands, including Finger 11.
If I sorted it out, if I knew all about.
So I had like their poster on my wall, and you know, it's that kind of story. Coming into a room like this, something you've always wanted.
Steve is from Vaughan, Ontario, moved to California for 5 years and then moved back home after joining Finger 11 at age 30. He got married to his wife Vanessa 8 years ago and has 2 daughters.
We have a 6-year-old, Evelyn, and a 4-year-old, Scarlett.
Today's schedule is a bit different. He's playing a show in Toronto, so he wrapped up early and is making his way to the venue for sound checks. So where are we going right now?
Scotiabank Arena.
We're gonna go rock on! What are you listening to in the car on your way to the Scotiabank Arena or any stadium?
Sometimes, absolutely nothing.
Yeah? We're almost here. How you feeling?
Pretty good.
All right, what songs should we sing? I'm
Right
not
now?
paralyzed, but It's getting closer to showtime. Family is starting to arrive, like his wife, Vanessa. She tells us what it was like the first time she saw him on stage.
I remember feeling really nervous.
How are you nervous?
I was nervous because it was like, my boyfriend is on stage, there's all these people here to see him. When we met and he told me he was in a band, Finger 11, I was like, oh cool, like, awesome. I grew up with, you know, Backstreet Boys and Sync, like those were my bands.
Baby, bye, bye, bye.
Then he played a song for me, which was Paralyzer, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know that song. It was my mom's ringtone when I was in high school.
Not paralyzed, but I seem to be struck by you.
True story.
Yeah, it was true. It's like, oh my god.
You guys have 2 beautiful girls at home.
Hi, Munchkin.
Hi, Dada.
Hi, girls. Evelyn has a science test tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm where the Toronto Maple Leafs play.
They love to see the behind the scenes too. He usually takes them through the stage and a little bit of
the buffet.
No, that's my job. I go to catering immediately.
Scarlett, what are you doing? This is how FaceTime is usually. Okay, bye girls, I love you.
After rehearsal, this would be the time when Steve and his band go into a quiet space to get into the zone. It's almost showtime.
Yeah. So one bit of truth, I do not get nervous before shows.
How come?
For whatever reason, I have no idea. I kind of wish I felt a bit of nerves just to kind of
get me going.
Someone told me when I was 15, starting my first band, so it would take you X amount of years to get to this level. I think like you're crazy, that's a long time, but I don't think I've ever thought of it. I'm grateful for everything so far.
So you have 3 jobs basically. You're a dad, you're a music producer, and you're also a drummer. What have you learned along the way with all 3 of those jobs?
Be very organized in all 3 of them. Kids, that's the most important job, being a dad. Everything I do, I'm very like 2 feet in. My wife can tell you that. You try to be 10 out of 10 on everything you're doing. So whether it's being a dad or whether it's being in the studio producing or on stage, it's like try and always have, like say for live, for example, every show's got to be better than the last. That's the goal anyway.